Fable 4 is an upcoming action role-playing video game that is being developed by Playground Games and published by Microsoft. I've already made a video covering all the pre-reveal news about Fable 4 that I will link down below, which covers some leaks and the new studio working on the title. Let's cover the reveal trailer, release rumors, and more. As always, all the sources will be linked in the description below, so make sure to check those out and support those original writers. And with that out of the way, let's get into everything we know about Fable 4. We need to start by covering the official Fable reveal in July of 2020. The trailer starts by announcing the new developer, Playground Games. The trailer is relatively cookie cutter. It shows the game will be called Fable instead of Fable 4, and gives us a look at a new logo. The purpose of this trailer was to finally announce the game was coming because it had been one of the worst kept secrets in gaming up to this point. After the reveal, a notable French journalist, Chrono TK, made a tweet that his sources are saying that Fable will be an MMO, which is part of the reason that Fable is not continuing on with the numbered naming structure. He elaborated further and said this information comes from his same sources who have proven reliable in the past. And this is a big change for the series if true. I assume it would upset a lot of fans, especially since the series up to this point has no history of being an MMO. The rumors were well circulated through fans of the franchise and gaming publications, so much so that The Guardian asked Matt Booty, the Xbox head of studios, about the rumors. Matt's response to the MMO rumors were, quote, "With any kind of franchise like that, where you've had existing versions, there's always that balance between what you're going to bring forward and what still stands up, and what you want to add that's new. It's like the challenge of making a new Star Wars movie. There's stuff that everyone wants you to bring along, but then you've got a responsibility to take that to new places, and I trust Playground has a good vision for that." And this comment is not the most reassuring. It doesn't deny the rumors, but also doesn't confirm the rumors. To me, it kinda says that Playground Games is making the game with their own vision. So if the game at least is an MMO, it doesn't sound like Microsoft or Xbox is forcing them to develop the game that way. Either way, I wouldn't get too hung up on these rumors until we get more official details about the game. Since the game was announced, a lot of staff was announced who will be working on this game, and includes so many very talented people. The game's narrative director was the former lead scriptwriter for Batman Arkham Knight. There are environment artists from Division 2, the lead quest designer from the Borderlands series, level designers from Grand Theft Auto 5, the senior gameplay designer from CD Projekt Red also moved to the studio to work on combat in Fable, and they also hired the narrative lead from Control. So behind the scenes, the studio has bulked up and has some of the best developers in the industry working on this game, which is very exciting. And behind the scenes, it sounds like everyone is excited to be working on this franchise. It looks like the team is still hiring for multiple positions to work on the game, but it's a good sign that they are having no issue filling positions with some of the best people in the industry. Moving on, let's cover when we should see the game release. Let's start with the NVIDIA GeForce leak, which included a bunch of games that were announced with placeholder release dates. The leak has been covered to death, so I'm not going in any more depth than that, but Fable was included on the list with an October 12th, 2023 release. Fable includes a second bullet point because there is also a release date for a game called Project Holland, which is rumored to be an older listing for Fable. Although this is just a placeholder, a late 2020 release doesn't seem too far off for this title. According to some developers on the game, we know the project, as of November 2021, has been in development for 4 years. Obviously, there are different stages of production, pre-production, etc., but that is still a long time to be working on a game with nothing to show publicly besides a cinematic trailer. So a 2023 release also adds to that. Jeff Grubb, the editor at GamesBeat, backed this rumor up and said he would not expect Fable to release until at least 2023. And the only information about the release from Microsoft has been a comment that Fable will release before The Elder Scrolls 6, which is a non-starter. Both games don't have release dates, and Elder Scrolls is such a long ways away. VGC has also reported that Fable's release could be many years down the line, and they also say it's possible that by the time the game releases, there could be a new Xbox released as a mid-tier upgrade. So with all of that said, I would expect to hear more about the game this year. I think we will get more concrete details about the project and some teases. I'm curious to see if the game will actually be an MMO or just have MMO mechanics, and how the game will look after all these years. Either way, that's where I'm going to end this video, and that is everything we know about Fable 4. Make sure to like and share, subscribe for weekly gaming news, and I will see you guys in the next one.